The ghost of Jericho Gulch. The sun beat down on Jericho Gulch like a blacksmith's hammer, baking the dust to a fine powder that swirled with every gust of wind. A lone rider emerged from the shimmering heat haze, his silhouette stark against the blinding sky. This was Jeb Stone, a weathered, grizzled bounty hunter with a haunted past and a lightning-fast draw. He carried the weight of a past tragedy, the death of his family at the hands of bandits, fueling a burning desire for justice and a weariness of bloodshed. The saloon doors swung open with a groan, revealing a scene of subdued despair. Fear hung heavy in the air, thick as the smoke from the dying embers in the fireplace. Whispers rippled through the saloon as Jeb entered, his spurs clinking like ghostly chimes. He could feel the weight of their gazes, a mixture of desperation and wary hope. "You Jeb Stone," a voice croaked from a dark corner, belonging to a man with eyes as old and tired as the town itself. Jeb nodded slowly, his voice rough as gravel. "That's me. We heard tell you were the fastest gun this side of the Pecos," the old-timer continued. "Heard you were a man who could deliver us from evil." Jeb scoffed, the sound dry and humorless. "Evil's a notion, old-timer. Ain't no delivering from that." But deep down, Jeb knew the evil they spoke of had a name: Smiling Jack Mallory. The memory of Mallory's cold, mocking laughter as he torched Jeb's homestead, the screams of his wife and children echoing in the flames, sent a shiver down his spine. He pushed the memory down, burying it under layers of grit and determination. Mallory's holdup in the canyons, a younger voice piped up, belonging to a man who still held a flicker of defiance in his eyes. "Got the whole town under his thumb. We're trapped like rats in a barrel." Jeb felt a familiar fire ignite in his gut. This wasn't just another bounty. This was personal. This was his chance for vengeance, a chance to finally lay the ghosts of his past to rest. He looked around the saloon, at the faces etched with fear and resignation. He saw a reflection of his own pain, his own struggle against the darkness. "He's right," Jeb said, his voice low and steady. "Mallory's got you all spooked, but fear's a liar. It makes you weak. We gotta fight back." Over the next few days, Jeb rallied the townsfolk, igniting a spark of defiance in their weary hearts. He taught them to shoot, to fight, to stand together against the tyranny of Mallory's gang. He became their leader, their beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness. He showed them how to use the terrain to their advantage, how to anticipate their enemies' moves, how to turn their fear into a weapon. "Know thyself, know thy enemy," he told them, quoting the ancient words that echoed in his mind. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. The final showdown was a whirlwind of gunfire and dust. Jeb, a phantom in the chaos, moved with deadly precision, his cold peacemaker spitting fire and fury. He faced Mallory in a final duel, their guns blazing in the fading light. The air crackled with tension, the silence punctuated by the sharp reports of their revolvers. As the smoke cleared, Jeb stood alone, his gun still smoking. Mallory lay sprawled in the dust, a look of disbelief etched on his face. But as Jeb approached the fallen outlaw, he noticed something amiss. Mallory's eyes flickered open, a sly smile creeping across his lips. "You think you've won, Stone," he rasped, his voice weak but laced with venom. "You've only killed my brother, Silas. You see, Jeb, fear makes a man predictable. You came gunning for the leader, the face of the gang. But you forgot the shadows." Jeb froze, his blood turning to ice. He stared down at the man he had just killed, a chilling realization dawning on him. He had been played. Smiling Jack Mallory was still out there, waiting in the shadows, ready to strike. The war was far from over. In fact, it had just begun. Jeb looked towards the canyons, the setting sun casting long, ominous shadows across the landscape. He knew that Mallory was watching him, waiting for the right moment to emerge from the darkness. A wave of weariness washed over him, but beneath it, the fire of determination still burned strong. He had come to Jericho Gulch seeking vengeance, but he had found something more, a purpose, a reason to fight. He would not let the town, or himself, be consumed by fear. He would hunt down Mallory, and this time, he would not be fooled. He would know his enemy. The wind whipped through the gulch, carrying with it the scent of gunpowder and the promise of a coming storm. Jeb Stone stood tall, his silhouette stark against the fiery sky, a lone warrior ready to face the darkness. The ghost of Jericho Gulch had found its redemption. If you are enjoying adventures in the Old West, hit the subscribe button for future updates. Oh, by the way, why did the cowboy get a job at the bakery? He thought he would make a lot of dough.